Well, the ninjas in pajamas have not been nearly as sneaky as you would think one ninja would, especially if he's wearing pajamas. That gives us like +10 agility. Either way, it wasn't enough to get him around on Dust 2. It's FaZe Clan running the board here and really letting them know who FaZe Clan is. Welcome back to the CORSAIR DreamHack Masters, everyone. We're live in Dallas right now with what could very well be the last map of this best-of-3 series. One with a pretty cool implication here for FaZe Clan should they win this one. I'm not going to write off NiP just yet, but there's a chance.
I would.
Okay, fair enough.
And that's not because I don't think NiP are a team who could put up a fight normally. It's just because NiP with Pitta, the coach, as the stand-in, can't put up a fight, right? That's the truth of the matter here. And what we just saw right then, FaZe Clan are the type of players, right? You know how we talk about like individuals who maybe get a little bit hungry for those eco kills? FaZe Clan have like a team of those guys, right?
And they're good.
Yeah, but right now, imagine they're in like I guess they're in Africa, they're out there on the savannah, they're lions. They're all lions, all right? And they can see, like, what's the type of animal that lives in Africa?
Like a gazelle.
A gazelle, but it's wounded. That's NiP right now. They're a limping gazelle, and now 5 lions that is FaZe have just mauled it.
Yeah,
you go for the weakest one.
What would you consider like Yanko out of the lions? If he's not like a full-on lion and he's just kind of hanging around the pack, is he like a hyena? Like he's just kind of getting the leftovers?
He'd be a lion.
He'd be a lion
yeah.
too. Okay, well I just wanted
the leader of the pack.
Kind of wanted to clear that up. Good shots here all together. There were some pretty standout plays throughout the entirety of this matchup. Quite a few, actually, if you really look into it and you really think about it. Yeah, this one right here, absolutely ridiculous. Puts a smile on his face, puts a big old frown on the face over there of the ninjas in pajamas.
It reminded me, do you guys remember the spawn clip from Cobble?
Yes.
From years ago, right? We're going for the
ninja
defuse. Yeah, this time
corridor,
Olof actually made it happen. And yeah.
Is that CPO winner?
I don't remember.
You're looking at the map or the event?
It was Cobble.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the event. Doesn't matter. We'll run it back. What we will do is play with some toys we have here.
Yeah.
Some toys, tools. I didn't know which way I wanted to
We actually have to that round there, and we can show you why that happened, why they didn't clear that part. Because the casters were asking for, you know, that was, nobody went there. Nobody went to do it. So what I want you to notice right now is Guardian, you can see in the top here, he's going B on his own. It's a 4-man stack. Now, the important part here, I'm just going to pause this and clear the screen off. The important part here is Olof is normally a B holder. He's normally over on that bomb site with Guardian. Now, what's going to happen is they're going to go long. He's going to be locking down the position with Neo. And Rez, this man right here pushing up Catwalk, is actually going to kill the 3 normal A defenders. He's going to take down Nico, Rain, and Neo very quickly. And they're not going to expect another player because they've already taken down the normal A defenders. Olaf staying and anchoring the long position, making sure nobody lurks through this smoke position. And you can see here, look, Rez is expecting everything to be clear. He's already looking towards CT spawn. GetRight isn't even worried about Pip because they've already killed all the defenders that would usually be holding that bomb site. And at this point, Olaf now, knowing that nobody's coming, nobody's hunting, nobody's clearing, is just going to test his luck. And he gets super lucky in this position. We saw it in that replay, but he's going to peek out from this corner in a second. GetRight's tasked with covering spawn. The rest of them are all getting ready to start hunting. You've got Forrest watching T-spawn. You've got Rez pushing. You've got the 2 towards mid doors clearing lower. They think they have the whole map combed. Meanwhile, Olaf coming up behind GetRight, taking his time, making sure nobody else is around. Almost fluffs it when he runs to the side, but that's it. That's the kill. That's the round. It's all over.
And that smoke there at the end.
That's the move from Olofmeister. What's really interesting is when he peeks out and sees GetRight and has that idea of not shooting.
Yeah.
Like he has 1 chance, 1% of winning out with a ninja defuse. It's not shooting at GetRight and trying to bypass him slowly. He does that. That gets the ninja defuse. Really hurts if you're an NiP at this moment.
You say ninja defuse, I say
FaZe defuse.
FaZe defuse, yeah,
Really?
basically. Guys, going into Nuke with a quickness here, so please give me some sort of silver lining for the ninjas in pajamas.
I have nothing. There's none.
Okay,
There is none. I mean, tactically, it's not going to work because Dennis isn't here. There's too much to ask. You know, bring in the coach and actually make it work.
Yeah.
Well, individually speaking, that's done. So no, there isn't.
Well, you know, he said it. And I think he's a doctor by legal purposes. Anyway, look,
Maybe
we're going to head on into the commentary booth where Kiss and Henry GR are sitting by, ready to get us in a nuke, fellas.
Just cleaning my glasses, make sure I can see this game correctly. You know, don't want to make a mistake like Henry and call out all the wrong numbers.
Well, Henry's cutting in right about now.
Henry's cutting in.
What does that mean?
It's a really tenuous reference of a
Okay.
sitcom.
That's not like a...
In joke, probably not appropriate for the broadcast.
Yeah, no, I have a feeling I know what it means, actually. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Anyway.
Usually a decision made at birth.
second map, Matthew, and we're going to have, FaZe done in the CT side, and I kind of echo the sentiments of Maniac there. The fact that what we just saw in Dust 2 was underwhelming. That's not a very tactical map. Yes, NiP, famous for being masters of Nuke. I'm not sure it's going to be enough. As I mentioned, FaZe have been playing this map a lot recently. It's one of the ones they've been focusing on since Neo joined, and I'm sure they'll be fine. It closes on our 2-0. Hopefully it's a good game, though. We'll get something to talk about. With them starting on the CT side, I'm not so sure. NiP, I'd say, definitely need this T-pistol to stand a chance. They have to get it.
Well, you've heard it here first. See if they can. See if Pitta can be a contributing factor in that. Their map choice, their last chance to advance, or at least keep the series alive and try to advance beyond the group stage. Otherwise, as you say, even if Dennis gets here, they still have an uphill battle.
Yep, he could potentially play one game and then have to go back home. Either way, though.
And they would play Wendigo.
That's right. And who's got to stand in as well? So there we go. We're 30. Smoke flashbang still available. It's in the back pocket of Get Right. Pitta's already been tagged. He's down to 40. Oh my goodness. Rain has done it again. He opened up Dust 2 CT side for a beautiful headshot like that, and he wants a few more. As he'll take down Pitta. It's a 5 versus 2. The pistol they really need looks like it's almost impossible now. I'm not even sure how he'd get the bomb down. They head towards ramp. Lecro finished Dust 2 with 4 kills, but this one looks like he'll get it. Oh, somehow he doesn't. I don't know how. Forest with 2, and at this point, waiting for mistakes. He knows there's a chance he could bring this back to 2-1, but he's making a lot of noise towards ramp. Has to try and find some sort of access point here, taking damage, and even more so now. Neo to close things out, a pretty much non-starter round for NiP there. Didn't even get to show us the strategy, what they had in mind. I think they were trying to smoke main entrance and attack upper, but lost everyone before they had a chance to really do anything with it. They know they needed that pistol. Will they force buy in the second? I doubt it. Probably bring out AKs in the third. No rifles for FaZe. Nico gets the USP for now. He could drop an AWP next round. See if that's the case.
Neo. Headshot, Nico, tag 288. Guardian. We're still waiting. Very patient round so far. All things considered. So many SMGs, and Nico again holding the pistol. SMGs are peculiar, and it's Nuke. There's lots of close angles where it matters, I suppose, on the site. But likewise, okay, Nico with the pistol, the one who saves, gets 2. Remember, they went with the armor and pistol last time for him as well. He had 2K, this time he's got 3. So you know what that means. He picked up the AUG, they swapped it over last time. The SMGs are still sufficient, because even if you give up outside, if you give up the yard, you can contain the choke points, and that's exactly what they've done. Now that they've got it down to just 1 remaining, they'll hunt him, they'll push him, and they'll get the kill for it.
I guess the only problem here is there's no rifles right now, and everyone survived, which sounds like a great deal. But there it is. Guardian buys the AWP. Nico will probably get an AUG, I'd imagine. Oh, yeah, he doesn't like the AUG, does he? He will just take the dropped MP9. So he'll leave himself a lot of money. So they've got 4 SMGs, 1 AWP. Nico still with 4,900. Didn't want to break the bank and upgrade to an M4. Go for a fast upper play here, trying to get someone down the vent. That happened though. First kills are exchanged, and MP9 doing great work here. Pitta somehow still alive, but now it's just Lecro, low HP, and that really does not look good. They've rushed upper against the SMGs. Through the smoke and flames they go. FaZe barely broke a sweat there to win the round. NiP, still no plants, another eco on the cards here. Really want to try and avoid double digits if they can, but right now, FaZe barely have dropped anything. Eagles, bit of armor, a few smokes outside towards secret potentially. Let's see what goes down.
Lecro ringing off shots with the Deagle as best he can. How many rounds can NiP surmass without winning the pistol, and with the circumstances as they are? FaZe passing with flying colors, even with all those SMGs. Now they're in a fine position. Rain's invested a bit, and they haven't swelled out of control as of yet. Neo and Olaf are the beneficiaries of high economy, given that they have those AKs carried over. Pizza goes back toward the vent. Bit to work with, but not expecting Olaf to come out when he did, and Forrest got caught on the frame of the vent. Couldn't get inside, couldn't get away. Rez will get the kill in return, but he's left in a 1-on-4 with 12 HP.
Doesn't sound good, does it?
Doesn't really when you put it on paper. Maybe we'll try wax paper. Slightly improved version. Newsprint.
Yeah, that might work. At least it can be duplicated many times. Not that you'd want to. It is going to be 4-0. Rez was red hot on Dust 2, the only player really finding massive amount of impact with his AK-47. Gonna need a lot more. That came from as getting to the first proper gun round here. Everyone equipped with either rifles or an AWP. Guardian the only one with the sniper. I'll head towards outside and drop the early smoke just to block some vision while he crosses over bravely towards Secret. He makes it, cost him the smoke, but that's fine. He gets there a bit quicker than going through the ramp. Will they be aware of it? NiP, I'd say, need at least 6 rounds for us to start a conversation. They can pull this one back even then. He's worried for them.
Guardian tried to get 1 of 2, fire between them twice, in fact. And the goalposts continue to move closer, that is, toward his position with the AK-47s. And he'll back off, knowing well that he's not served to play that position on an op. Neo on 15 is the only one to take any damage so far. Any significant damage, that is. Rain survives with 90.
It's all very quiet right now. Nico holding towards the window room. Time ticking away. Problem is for NiP, Matt, they've got no smokes. They have 1 Molotov. They really need some opening kills here to stand a chance of getting that bomb planted, which has been an issue. Nico seems like he's in a perfect spot. Does Forrest even check this? He doesn't. Down he goes as the player towards heaven. That's going to be pity. Don't really feel comfortable that he's going to find multiple frags here.
He could.
Down he goes.
Good find from Neo. I was going to say, he doesn't really need to pursue that kill at Walkers with that position in heaven. If he could have opened up the site for his teammates. Neo gets traded, but ultimately Rain and Olaf are too strong, and Guardian with an op shows up from the vents to take down Get Right. Fitting at that range that Guardian would be the one to do it.
Another eco required here. They haven't had a single bomb plant yet. Haven't made a dent in any of these rounds. Deagle armor or Galil's armor and utility. I feel like the former will be the best port of call. There it is. 4 smokes, 5 actually. Outside play to lower. That girl tries luck with the Deagle. He has been very quiet this series. Understandably so, everything's been shaken up. Hopefully Dennis will arrive in time for the game tomorrow. Pit up. No one wants to be in that position. Double kill on the cards for Nico. Takes Rez down to 1 HP. Nate should do it. Not quite. Pit is dropped in the meantime. So is Get Right, like Crow, and Rez with 15 health between them. Not sure they'll be able to even find a frag here. Another one-sided round. Money starting to become a real issue.
Nice. Don't think Rez is
take
going
the kills we can get them now.
Don't think Rez is really suited for such a situation. Last time he had 1 HP, he actually clutched. This time I think it's not going to happen with just the Deagle. He gets found and taken down pretty quickly. 6-0 for FaZe. NiP against Fnatic in Sydney. They certainly felt the emotions of that loss. Get Right saying he didn't speak for a while afterwards. He almost didn't know what to say. They certainly were back in the hotel lobby quiet. This time I don't think they'll be in that position. I think they'll know that this was situational, that Pitt was playing, and they'll hope Dennis can arrive and they can survive in this event. That's their best hope, I think, but we won't call it done yet. 6-0 Nuke. We know that a few rounds can certainly put you in it on the T side.
Time will tell. They have to get a couple on the board first. They have got a full buy here at least. Strong position though from the CPs. Scrappy kill from Neo, but his teammates there to bail him out. And once again, a round of no frags. Difficult to really paint a picture for you. It's pretty obvious as to what went down. Very basic up execution. No kills found. No real pressure applied to the CTs, no damage done. One by one they went out, and I think they know it. That kind of body language says it all. There's not really much to say. Sure, Pitta knows all the strategies, but he won't necessarily know all the lineups of the smokes, the flashes, the timings. It'll be difficult to bring him in. If he's calling as well, consider he's in the middle, that might be the case. He's got even that pressure to add into the equation. Just trying to find any kills he can, drop weapons. He has got 1 kill, I believe, 1 and 7. To be fair, top fragger on NiP right now around the break is with 2. Forest, Rez, and Lekra will have 2 frags. Get right 0-7. Yeah, this couldn't really be going any worse for them. Not a single plant.
It's absolutely true.
They've run out of freeze time as well, so they're buying up. Doesn't matter too much. Got to scout for Rez.
A lot of times you're going to sit with a default that's not going to make contact for a while in the round anyway, so. Guardian. He'll come around instead towards Secret. He's got to get out of the flames. Guardian gets Lycro instead, though, when they cross. So he still covers the second man on the attack. Takes some damage. Couldn't figure out where the shot came from until too late, and he was down on 42. He didn't want to stay for longer. Instead, he changes the angle and finds Rez. He knew where he was. He just had to get somewhere to find him first. Rain to get right, Forest. 1 on 5.
Single. 1 kill found.
Carry on. Tell me more, Henry. Got 2. Oh, okay, all right. Proof of the caster's curse exists. You say not a single kill gets one. I say gets another, dies.
Yeah, we couldn't have been more off the mark. Round 9.
We are good at this.
Yeah.
It's taken us 4 years, but we're getting there now.
Getting into the stride of things. There's Forest. Hopefully, just so you know, like we said, Dennis hopefully arrives tomorrow. As Matt pointed out, they're playing against Windigo if they lose this. I don't want to be a cynic, but this is looking almost certain to be a 2-0. They've got nothing going on. It's not like they've lost a few unlucky clutches. They haven't got the bomb down. They barely found any frags. Top fragger still is just Forest with 3 after that Deagle kill. So it's not a default though.
Olaf. Forest already downstairs. Olaf's the one that's going to face him. In fact, there's more than just Forest. You've got Rez, and you've got Pitta as well. Olaf spawning 1. Nade goes deep. Rez gets forward. Actually runs toward Decon. They want to try and enter the site. Forgetting the fact that Olaf is there, they'll deal with him after the fact. But Pitta is going to go down to his hands, and the bomb gets flung forward. Forest recovers, but not before Lekro's found by Rain. So they're in a 3-on-3.
Best chance out of the round so far. We'll see if this is enough.
Get right, swings back in. Problem being, though, quite simply, that the bomb is still downstairs as well. Rain sneaking back around. He's trying to find exactly where Get Right has gone. It's over toward the vents. That's where he's inevitably have to go as well, and Rain certainly is aware of that. They're not aware the bomb is down either, though. They seem to think this is in play because they're checking the site and clearing angles as if to suggest that it's a possibility there's a chance to win the round elsewhere.
15 seconds about to drop. They really need to get their skates on. They've got a flash, and that's about it. After flash towards the ram and hope for the best there, and bravely cross over towards the site. Not sure if it's going to be enough, but they have made it through.
Guardian still waiting with the op. He's not looking to the right side of it, though. Get Right could have pushed through and actually caught him off, but didn't want to run the risk. Now knows exactly where he is, but is that going to be information best served to his advantage or not? With Rain walking in, missed the shot on Guardian. Reads the Rain's going to beat Guardian. It's the second attempt, and Get Right should have done well to dispose of him the first time.
Yeah, that's so unlucky for Get Right. If he gets the kill on the first player cleanly, he might have had a real chance there, but Guardian re-peaks, low HP, nails the shot.
He did anticipate the play well, but that's still not enough for the situation, considering FaZe take another round. That's the best chance that NiP have had. It's the only bomb plant they've had. Out of now 9 completed rounds, we start the 10th. There is money enough for NiP, given that their bonus is maxed. And Get Right again wants to be the one to charge. Rain already in toward the door. Lekro's already down towards Secret. We'll see if he can clear any of the angles as Get Right has to back away once more. No map control really in favor of either. You could argue that Secret being in the position of NiP is a strong one to have, but Olof's already downstairs as well.
Let's see if this is going to be enough. Necro spearhead of the operation here. Olofmeister waits towards Shadow. Door open, flashes out. Have a chance for NiP. Decent map control at least this time. We'll see if they can actually get the bomb planted. 1 minute on the clock. They have no smokes again. They have a Molotov for ramp, but you can do one side with that. Luckily, Guardian misses the shot as they throw it. Because they know Olofmeister will be down here, though. That's the problem. They were going to check it, but he has got the key frag there. Trying to swarm his position. Neo will bring it back to a 3 versus 3. Bomb planted. Best chance NiP have had this game. Advantage as we head into yet another post plant.
Forest will hold toward the vents. And it is another post plant. That in itself is a bit of an objective achieved for NiP, but now they might get around as well. Rain caught with the nade out. Lekro pushes, and they get their first on the board.
There we go. It took a while, but they managed to put it up there. It took absolutely everything. They managed to get a decent lower control, managing to get through Secret successfully, and then bomb gets planted, and they managed to win out the round. We'll see if they can continue. We said they needed about 6. They've got the first. They'll need the rest of them now to achieve that goal. Plenty of money, of course. Another buy available for FaZe, even if they lose this round.
Lekro still just waiting it out to see if they'll get aggressive toward the ramp room. Instead, though, Pitta's the one that's outside. Smokes down in every which angle that could possibly exist. Get right in Forest. Play together toward the squeaky door. Pitta wanted to go further, but realized the smoke was dissipating, and as such, stays where he is. Rain, top side of the hut. Get Right's down below him. Tight angle means that he couldn't see him, and Get Right's gonna find one. Traded by Neo. That's information as to where he is on top of the site. Neo waits to wrap back in as well. Og to play with. Olof still finding one, and Nico's on top of Pitta. This will be a round back to FaZe. They'll go 10-1. Thankfully, the reset is no longer a factor. However, they go back down to 4 rounds because you get capped now. Thank you at least for that.
Yeah, so it won't be a dramatic reset here. 10-1. FaZe looking to maybe get the 14-1 here. Money is there, as we mentioned, but no bomb plant in the previous round means that things are still problematic. They are going to buy. They use a timeout. You can see the body language says it already. They know they're really in a tough position, looking very likely to be in the lower bracket tomorrow. Managed to win their first best of 1. FaZe in the second round, though. Not ideal. Dust 2 really didn't work out for them. A couple of key clutches from Rez and Get Right, but 16-5 is a scoreline. This one looking to be a very similar situation. And I don't think FaZe is going to slow down. If NiP don't win this round, 14-1 is definitely on the cards. The money will be wrecked. As they get into this one, Pitt up. CZ, 4 AKs, basic utility. Flashes will go in, and Nico decided the one to get towards Secret. So there we go.
Pitt up. Still with a CZ. Only the CZ, given that he's giving weapons away. Might actually get away with one here, though. Guardian on the off. Fires twice. And somehow Pitta avoided the second shot as well, gets the kill, and tries to get away, but Nico snaps back out from position inside of some Secret. He himself not finding the kill, gives Neo the chance instead. Look at Rez back around. NiP giving themselves a chance. Back to it around 3 minutes and 12. Olof gets one more, but Get Right sneaks in finally to take care of him, and he knows that Neo's up above. Nades go both directions. Get Right wants to pop out, and Neo, well blinded, fires in and gets him with the pre-fire to make it 11-1. So FaZe continuing to run away on NiP's map choice, perhaps somewhat expectedly, considering the circumstances that Pitta is in as the coach. He's got 2 kills. Get Right's only on 4. Lekro himself, not much better. He's tied on 4 as well. 6 for Forest leads the way. That's the state of affairs right now for NiP. Back in, Brain finds 2, Neo. He'll collect on to Lekro, at least Forrest getting 1 back. He's gonna try to get the bomb down, but he's found that Get Right's in a 1-on-3 with 1 HP. Fires a few shots from inside of the smoke. They know exactly where he is, triangulating his position. Minimap shows that perfectly. He's stuck in the center.
Yeah, he'll do well to do anything with this map.
I think time is ultimately going to try and bleed itself dry. Again, it doesn't seem certain that the bomb is down from the FaZe side, but they're covering all bases on the maps. Olaf clearing out ramp as well. Guardian knows that he can't back through lobby now that he has that locked off, and Nico's just clearing all of their possibilities. The only chance is that somehow, if he recovered the bomb on top of the site, he would be able to drop down the vents and get a plant on B. That hasn't happened. Get right, certainly silently been moving around. He'll go for the bomb at this point, but that's exactly when Nico repeaks. 12-1.
Oh dear, it's really getting to the point they have to keep buying at this stage now. The 3,400 will keep them alive somewhat, but 14-1 looks like a bit of a lock-in here. Pitter buys the first AK, drops to the forest. Are they going all in? Looks like they are. Pitter, rough times for him. He did say coming into this one that he would be the merchant, dropping the weapons and just trying to back the team up, doing what he can. It's a really unfortunate position. These coaches do not sit there playing the game anymore. They're watching demos, getting the intel for their team. And not their DM grinding away, but Forrest certainly is. He gets 2 kills now. 3 versus 3 goes down to just 12 points of health. We'll see if this is where they can get another run on the board. Who knows they need it.
Guardian back up on top with the AWP. Forrest wants to sneak in around behind him, though. This could be the kill that changes the round. Guardian's gone to the ground immediately, and he's going to be found. AK shot too easy for Forrest at that point. Olaf, he's well removed. He's out toward the roof. He's above lobby. That should be the round to NiP, you'd expect. Maybe 12-2. Olaf doesn't look all too concerned. He's got a kit. I don't know that the ninja is quite so possible this time, but Olaf does start it off well. Finds Pippin. Macro, he's not going to play that game. He's not going to be fired on without a response, and he gets the angle right instead. So they find their second at least.
At least they get that. Money is absolutely fine for FaZe. They have taken 0 ecos on their CT side of Nuke. Kind of paints a picture for you. Olofmeister, to be fair, I was about to say he doesn't have a rifle. He does. He just was buying a deagle to go with it. So, yeah, they're absolutely fine. They're fully equipped. And the final round of the first half. See if Lekker's fast pace enables him to get towards Chico once again. He's got there alone. Guardian in position, though, ready to get that first shot. Damage inflicted towards Forrest. He's down to 58. Olofmeister. Play. The Orc certainly helps out. Lines up a couple. It's 1.5 kills, but advantage NiP here. Forrest out on the bomb side floor.
Forrest holding off the vents as well. Limiting Rain's position, but Neo's gonna go hunting instead. That'll make Forrest have to move as he gets the bomb down toward the lobby. Forrest wants to swing back around to the AK. Rain could take the chance. He could sneak back in. Neo's given up bomb, given up position. He's expecting more to be outside, and he's low HP, so he has to stay proactive. Can't be caught sleeping, resting on his laurels. Oh, did Lekker not spot? Excuse me, that was his teammate. I need to spot. It's not Neo going back around. It was the bomb coming in, so NiP can look to hold and potentially get 2 in a row, finding 3 in the half. Lekker doesn't care about damage. He just wants off that damn ledge. Don't know that that's the right plan, given that they're already a man down. Molotov tick to Guardian. Now they know he's inside of the main entrance. Forrest is the one to play off that, but good hold from Rain. And Guardian had the kill on Lekro beforehand, 13-2.
13-2. FaZe look like they're absolutely 100% comfortable on this second map. Will they be able to close things out early? You'll have to find out after this break, ladies and gentlemen.
A bit underwhelming for NiP on their map choice. The circumstances seem too extreme. It is 13-2 for FaZe. They'll swamp over to the T side and look to close out this series as quickly as they closed out the first half. More underway. Pistol. Bit of upgrades. Everyone with armor on NiP, except for Pizza, the coach. He's got the kick. Get Right and Rez have the kills. A slaughter, in fact. Bomb down. Get Right with 2. NiP absolutely annihilate the pistol round.
We've seen that before from Get Right. He's pretty handy in the pistol rounds on that bomb side floor. Holds his nerve, and that's absolutely what they needed here. Force Spy available for FaZe, but I doubt we'll see it. Let's see what round 2 holds here. More of that from NiP, that's for sure. FaZe will take the full eco. No armor. No upgraded pistols, no nades. Just gonna try and see if they can get a couple of kills.
Forest. Guardian still trying to do what he can outside. Just the pistol, looking for the information. Little jump and turn. I don't know that he would have spotted Rez in that much motion, but he's certainly spotted in return. And Forrest getting one. Not going to be totally baited out of it, but gets Rain as well on the follow-up.
Well then. FaZe still waiting patiently. Should be just a matter of time before this round is over. A couple of kills to go. Nico and Olofmeister, seeing if there's any mistakes made. Waiting towards the top of the silo. Pissa will get a nice shot to take down Nico. We get into round 18 next. That's when the AKs will be brought out. A couple of lives left on NiP, and their map pick doesn't look good, but they have won the pistol at least. Ooh, shot from Olofmeister to burst fire. Probably needs a bit of love, that function in general. The FAMAS burst fire is pretty garbage. Burst fire on Glock, also pretty bad.
Burst fire and shadows, please fix.
Yeah, shadows is the big one for me. Maybe next year we'll have the technology.
Maybe we can write like a Christmas wish list to CSGO. No, let's not do it, because then everyone will do it, and it'll just be annoying for them. Like, no one do that. I'll do it. I'll do it all for all of us, okay? I promise not to ask for a Dragon Lord just for my account and think of the best interests of everyone.
AKs are brought out. So rifles across the board on both teams. The SMGs now all for Pitta, actually. Interesting. I guess it allows him to be a bit of a turret here. He's got a kill. That's sloppy round here from FaZe. Nico trying to pick up the pieces. He'll get one in return. That's Rez going down, but it's a 4 versus 2. Nico and Olof. Certainly capable of winning these sort of situations. That's a good call, put her on the AWP. Especially if they don't smoke and they give him targets like that, he's going to hit them. Nico waiting for a mistake here, holding the secret steps, his teammate all the way towards ramp, so he is alone. He knows the AWP will be watching the bomb. Olofmeister has to try and back him up. He'll head towards, I thought, heaven. Could go secret as well. Nico pretty much has that position covered though, so he's going to try and get a kill towards lower. And he's going to go down if he goes any further, which he doesn't. He'll fall back. Olof getting closer and closer.
Nico trying to sneak back out. Pitta the one to watch. Faded off with the shot because he was baited out of it, so didn't want to slow
Olof's
the
got
angle.
him.
Oh, it's so dumb.
Hey, dude, what's going on?
Oh my, he must be loving life. He's got so many of those chances. Good response from Get Right.
That was a chance to win the round. Still is one, to be fair. 2 on 1, though, with 10 seconds remaining. Surely there's a player waiting on the lower side, and indeed there is. Oh, he's let Nico plant, though. Let Crow. Made a bit of a mistake there. Now he has to drop down, giving himself up. What a shot that is from Nico. 4 versus 2, and Get Right. Nico already knows where he is, but he hits the shot. That would have been disastrous to give that one up. It was locked in, it was done. Olofmeister, if he'd got that second kill, the round would have been over. Get Right saves the day. At least they're laughing about it. It will be the 5th round on the board for NiP there. Bomb planted does enable a buy here for FaZe. They might want to do it, considering he got it down to a 1v1 there. A lot of reinvestment required. Tactical timeout, though. This one called by Nico. So just want to work out what they want to do here.
Called by Nico, just to note, not Neo.
Yes.
Not that it matters who types it in sometimes, but suggestive perhaps.
Oh, they couldn't really come any closer. Got so much out of so little in that previous round. Anko doesn't really have to get too stuck in with this one. Seems like they have their objective in mind. They're not going to fully invest. They've gone for a Nico hero play. He gets the only AK. He fully invests. His teammates will get Deagle's armor, smokes, flashes, and they'll see if they can get that bomb planted. If they do, try and set him up for a post-plant clutch. If they get the bomb down, it's fine. It means he'll have enough to buy next one. If they don't, things become a little bit more complicated. Hits her back on the orb. No helmet, just a nope. That's a bit of an issue against those pistols.
Rez lost in the foggy seas. Like rope. Still just holding his nerve at the radio and ramp positions. Just stares in toward the lobby. Trophy room, whatever you want. I still think there should be replicas of the major trophy winners in there.
Yeah, me too. That would be cool. It's a shame it's not the way to do it anymore, but I think it will be. In our minds, at least forever. Flashbang towards that ramp. Just trying to bait out some shots. Forrest backing up the ramp from, so maybe that's the call to go towards upper. They know there's 2 players there at least. So remember, they haven't forced into this round. It's just Nico who's got the AK. Will he be able to bring it to full effect? Apparently not. Olofmeister gets 1 kill, but Pitts is doing a pretty decent job with that AWP. They close out the round, 13-6. FaZe didn't get the plan. I said that would be an issue. Now Nico only has 3,600, but they'll buy up regardless. He'll always go for a UMP instead. He gives it to Neo. I kind of respect that. It makes sense, right? Nico's your star fragger. Neo's your in-game leader. He's not going to go going for big frags. He should take the UMP. That's the way it should be operating. So that's absolutely fine in my book.
NiP showing off a little bit of class, though, inside of the second half now that they're on CT. Making it a little more respectable. Pit out. Bomb shot as well to take out Olof. That's not bad. Rez is going to take out Nico to follow it up.
How's Pitter and Ramprom as well? Oh no, he's in upper? Yeah, he actually made entrance. Okay. Well, still could fall on this arse here, but looks of things. 3 versus 3. Oh, Pitter, no. Not like that. Jumps in to Neo. Gives him a hug in the corner. Goes to the 2-on-2. 1 minute 20 remaining. Really has had to get out of that situation. Offers himself up. And Rain and Guardian will have 3 flashes, a smoke available to them. We'll see if this is going to be where they can post their first round of the T side. Might not happen, you know. Set up from NiP. The trade comes through. Get right 100. Guardian with the AWP. He's currently all the way towards ramp room, so this will take a hot minute.
Sneaky through. Get right. Unaware that the bomb is not yet back in play. We'll see if he can dissect that. The smoke down in lobby suggests that's exactly where it is and what Guardian is up to. He'll elect to stay on the AWP. There was an M4 in that position, but he's off and running. And Get Right, I think, hears that because the thin wall dividing ramp and the upper site is indicative. Guardian commits to the plant. Get Right isn't quite on his case yet, but will be going to the vent. Guardian, he could no-scope this from that angle, but Get Right is too quick, and they remain unbeaten so far on the defensive side.
They absolutely do. Another huge round for NiP to pick up. Get Right plays it to perfection there, managing to trade out kills towards the lobby and holds his nerve in the 1 versus 1 against Guardian as well. Here we go, another buy available, just riding the coattails of the loss bonus now. FaZe still up 13-7. 3 more rounds to close this one out. They are keeping the money very low on the CD side, I'll say that much. All it will take is 1 round to go against NiP. Remember, they've got no loss bonus built up, and they've fully invested in this round. They'll get 1,400 on top of what they'll have right now if everyone goes down. So 1 round at this stage is all FaZe need. NiP needs to build up still 2 or 3 more rounds in a row cleanly before they'll start feeling comfortable.
Olaf. Acro that's going to lob a nade toward the lobby through Trophy, but watch for Rez outside. No smokes down on his position yet. Likewise, there's no one inside of Secret, which does give the access to Nico. Neo with the bomb is way outside of lobby still, so the rotation is going to be outside, and Rain wins against Rez. That opens it all up because Nico knows that Secret's open. Glass broke at lockers. Forrest gets the kill back, but they know he's there, and they're going to stare him down. 2 players to watch the angle. He still comes out better off and takes down Guardian as well, but he's not done there. His task not fully achieved. Meanwhile, Lekro, good choice on Lobby to push all the way through, but it's not enough. Neo and Nico finding 3 kills between the two over the course of the map, and it's just Peta remaining.
Yeah, AWP's been good for a couple of opening picks, but this is a different kettle of fish altogether. You're a 2 versus 1 against one of the best players in the world and one of the most experienced players to ever touch the game. You've got the AWP. At this stage, you're just hoping you can deny the plant. He's actually in the perfect position to do that. Ah, I thought it was the other player coming up that had the bomb. Not going to be the case. Now he's in the vents. Does he think it's lower? I think he does, you know. And that's not where it is. Yep, realize now, that's the round done.
Yep, that's unfortunate.
And remember, they only get $1,400 per player to the next round. So Lekro and Rez will have next to nothing. Forrest will have enough for UMP or Deagle armor. Geralt will have enough for a rifle, not much else.
Pits up.
He needs to make sure he saves this as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, needs to make sure he stays
This is
alive.
not the safest position for him. Don't fire a shot. Don't
you
do that. Stay in the corner. Mind your own business, and that's fine. So he can drop an M4 at least. They'll have to buy into this round. They can't afford to eco, obviously. One more round would be serious point. I don't know how they brought this one back. It was Nico styling on them, from what I can see. Spinning around in the garage. It looked like around NiP had it under control, but like I said, 1 round at this stage of the game, after so many close 1v1s, this is where they get financially ruined. Luckily, they saved the AWP, and I say that with conviction because they would have had nothing without it. Rez will be using the sniper this time. Pitted is down to the Deagle. No reward for saving it for him. Hands it over to a more capable player. FaZe time out here. Yanka wants to make sure they finish this right now. If they win this round, series point, money shattered, job done. If they lose it, could take a bit longer. We'll see.
It could take a bit longer. I mean, it's already come back to a 5 round, win streak for NiP before they got 1. So FaZe is going to do what they can. And you're right, it's the money that certainly is on their side if they get map point now. Flash out toward the corner of the yard, but no one aggressing, no one getting overly optimistic on the NiP side. Instead, they sit back in the sights. Forrest does jump across from the top of the hut past the squeaky door. He'll sit behind the vent with the UMP. In fact, he goes down below, so he's rotated completely off that position. Smoke still down, he can walk back up, but he's got to be so careful. Oh, not a second too soon, but goes back across, and Olaf was waiting the whole time. On to Rez outside instead, and the smokes go down. The entrance to Secret is open.
It's not looking good. Opening pick from Olof is clean, and Rez with the AWP so far removed from the current location of the T's, he hasn't been able to stop them as they slowly but surely start to dissect the lower bomb site. In terms of CD presence down there, I feel like we have Lekro in the upper bomb side, Pitta towards the hut. Don't think there's much presence towards lower at all, if any. So they're taking a bit of a gamble here. 45 seconds remain. Nico continues the push. He'll be clearing out Decon. Checks the vent. Confirms it's clear. Oof, such a difficult angle, as you can see, to fully flush out. 30 seconds, I think NiP are just hoping that it will be an upper attack, and it's certainly not going to be that. 25 seconds now. Olaf controlling the vent, confirms there's multiple players in that position. 20 seconds remain. They Molotov towards ramp twice. Bomb goes down. There is a kit available, but not for long. That's been taken out of the hands of Lekro. Rez with the AWP, get right with the FAMAS. I think they just have to save map. Not really much I can do. I have to go for 8 rounds in a row and play for overtime.
Yeah, unfortunate, but it seemed inevitable after a 13-2 half. And again, NiP, they'll brush this off. They'll have to. And
Only going to get 1900. Sorry to cut you off.
That's okay.
Yeah.
And hope that Dennis gets here in time to play Wendigo.
Cool, there's an AK potentially.
Something to work with. AK off. That's about as good as they're going to get to leave this round, so hopefully they both stay alive. Rez back towards spawn is rather obvious. Let's see if Neo can get a shot on him, or rather is given a chance. Flash out. He might. Seconds smoke, trying to keep himself alive. Neo's there. Rez on top of the barrels is smart. He knew he was behind them, so he elevated himself to get out of the crosshair placement and just barely gets away with that off.
The smoke saves him. He didn't have that. He was done for. Flashes were great from FaZe, but they are unable to get the final kill. Can they get the final round, though? This could be it. They'll buy whatever they can. 2 Deagles, a UMP, and that saved AK and AWP. Remember, they only got $1,900 per player into this round. I think it's just a matter of time before this one's closed out. FaZe sometimes struggles to close out huge leads. We'll see if they have any problems here. Smoke main entrance, looks like the upper commitment's coming in. They know the AWP's up, it's presumably going to be outside. Get Right's been a rock towards upper. First kill for Guardian, though they know he's there. He's taking lots of damage, even more so now. Molotov towards heaven. CT's already committed. Matthew, we are done here.
Yeah.
It is going to be 2-0, 16-7 on NiP's map choice. Just to reiterate one final time, this is NiP playing with their coach Dennis with visa issues. Hopefully arrives tomorrow, although we'll be playing Windigo. That will be a tough game, but Windigo will be standing as well. If he turns up, I'm sure they can bounce back, but it's still a question mark as to whether he makes it. I don't think that's been confirmed.
No, that hasn't, and it's tomorrow, so you would think by now they would have an answer.
Yeah.
Given that a flight would have to be booked, you're looking at a 10-hour flight probably, maybe one connector and an 8-hour flight. Yeah. So a 12-hour journey, we'll say, to get here. So yeah, if that hasn't been announced by now or they haven't heard by now, I wouldn't get their hopes up. So Pitt is going to have to play strong tomorrow against Windigo, presumably.
Well, either way, it was a good-looking FaZe, but they certainly had their issues. They gave away some crucial rounds as well. We can't really take much away from that at all, though. We need to see them tested with a team that's not going to stand there. They've already played, well, Windigo over standing, they've played NiP with standing. So hopefully we get to see how good this FaZe team can be. Neo seemed okay. He wasn't blowing anyone away, but the calls were there. It was fine, and the expected result came through. So I guess everyone's happy. Day one complete.
Yeah, day one complete. I think it is fitting that those are the two teams that move on when you look at it on paper. Neo, sure, he's new to that team. Liquid had to be the one to move on. They looked like they were a little slow to get started, but things are shaping up to be the way that we want them for the playoffs.
Absolutely. Like we said, day one concluded. There's one final thing to do. It's to throw it over to the beautiful boys on that analyst
They're not
desk.
that beautiful.
Okay, well, I don't know, Matthew.
I didn't know this is awkward now. I didn't know we were going to talk to each other.
Yes,
Thought I'd get the last word.
Someone has to answer for that, fellas. Someone has to answer that eventually.
All right. I'll wait outside.
Yes, that's what it'll be. Guys, that was about the best of an outcome that NiP could have hoped for.
Yeah, I think the fact that they put up a bit of a fight there in the second half shows that they didn't want to give up without giving it their all. But in that situation, what can you possibly hope for? It's such a dire situation to find yourself in, and unfortunate for the Ninjas in Pajamas here. But look, FaZe are going to be happy that they were able to do it in relatively easy fashion, not having to show too much, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and for this best of three, I mean, yes, there were a lot of things on the line, but ultimately it is FaZe Clan that are phased up. And speaking of FaZe Clan, we have Olofmeister. He's done some pretty cool stuff today. Let's check out what he's got with Frankie.
Olof, congratulations on securing your spot in the playoffs. You're definitely guaranteed to go through to the quarterfinals. Now, after everything that happened in Sydney, this must be a relief, is it?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's our first event with Philip Neo, which I'm very happy to have him in our team. But also, we're happy with the result, but we kind of had like an easy way because both teams we played against are in a tough spot with standing. So we're happy. We got the wins that we should take, but it's hard to know where we stand right now.
Do you feel for those teams, especially NiP today, because you are so used to playing with stand-ins now?
Yeah, we know how it is, but then it's stupid.
It's such a shame. Now, you are playing with Neo now. What was the decision behind inviting him onto the team?
We need an in-game leader, and because Nico is a good in-game leader, but both him and us want him to just do whatever he wants. He's so insanely good player. And we're just trying him as a leader, and as of right now, he's doing really good.
And you've personally had a fantastic day, Olofmeister. You had a 1.79 rating on Dust 2 against Windigo earlier. You had a fantastic 26 for 9 on Dust 2 in this series. Do you feel like you're on the way up again?
I'm a player that always have been playing on my game sense more than my aim, and like lately it's been feeling good, but the events before I have been like questioning my game sense and don't go for the stuff that I normally do, and I just said fuck it. I need to like trust myself, and it's been going good.
Well, we saw some great game sense today. Are you surprised that you managed to get that sneaky kill on Get Right and that cheeky defuse when 4 of them were still left alive in NiP on Dust 2?
I kind of know that I had a good spot because the kill like destroyed 3 guys, and they were all 3 A players. So I was just waiting to see if someone come along, and then I kind of figured that they wouldn't expect me there. But then I almost fucked it up in the end with the smoke. But yeah, it was a fun thing to do.
Well, you didn't mess it up, putting it politely. I'm doing the non-Swedish version of that. And congratulations, 1 more best of 3. You could be going straight through to that semi-final. Are you feeling confident?
Yeah, we're confident. It's going to be fun to play a team without a standing, so yeah.
It's going to be really fun to watch. Congratulations, Olof. Congratulations to FaZe, and let's head back to the desk.
Yeah, we're not going to do any sort of bleeping here. We're going to keep it real raw right from the get-go. And the one aspect of that we didn't kind of talk about as we look at some highlights would be the fact that, yeah, that probably isn't too fun playing a team with a stand-in like that.
Well, it is fun because you get to stat pad, but it's not rewarding in the same sense. That must, it's like, it doesn't feel hollow because you've gotten to where you wanted to get to anyway, but maybe they don't feel tested. I think the really cool thing here is they get a free swing at Liquid, right? You go into that match to fight for the semi-final spot, and you can just throw everything at them.
Yeah, and I mean, the consequences of that game, even if they were to lose it, not that dire. They are in the playoff anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah, even for us as analysts, the conclusions we can draw from these games are kind of limited.
Yeah,
I mean,
far between.
I think Olof has shown a good face, and he said it himself, bleep it. He's feeling good, he's not going to question himself. I think Neo as well showed well on Nuke, and I was questioning his individual abilities, and he definitely showed up. But that's about what we can tell. Yes, they won, they did what they had to do. They weren't tested, though.
Yeah, it was quite the showing here that I guess they had to put on. It wasn't like there was a whole lot of effort that had to come out from FaZe. We saw a glimpse of some trying there towards the second half.
Yeah.
But all in all, that's kind of what we expected. Now, we do have to say goodbye to some teams today. That's just about the way it goes. But I can guarantee you that this next team has done quite a bit of dreaming in their own time. That's Lucid Dreaming, in fact. Let's check this out.
Given the odds stacked against them in this matchup, Liquid just streaming across catwalk and being knocked down as soon as they come around. Every single headshot connected instantaneously. Taking a lot of heat though and has to fall back. In the meantime though, Genius has found one. And there's PTC to pitch in as well. Oh, and he's gone 2 more. He's picking up all the kills by himself.
I feel excited to play in DreamHack Master Dallas because we never play on big event before. So this is like learning experience for us.
That is, I think he was running with like his face to the wall, didn't he? Flashbang. Oh, PTC with 2 and a 3rd as well. Taking over the round and putting it in the pocket of Lucid Dream.
I feel like when I'm playing against Liquid, they have more team player style. But when we play against Vitality, they are more aiming, shooting in your head.
Gonna drill through the back 10 wielding RPK. Now through onto the secret. And it's no secret who's going to be the winner of this game. It was only going one way, Vitality 2-0.
Take this as an experience and try to get better and come back to this big event again.
Yeah, and that being the end of the road there for Lucid Dreaming. A team that's come a long way and did show a little bit of face here. It wasn't the prettiest at all times. In fact, they lost to Liquid in the opening, then went on to lose the Vitality to send them home. But it is cool to see other regions rise up like that.
That's a tough task. Those 2 names that you just mentioned are some of the biggest names that we have here at this event, and we even just saw Vitality beat Liquid in the weekend at Summit. So with all that in mind, I really liked his attitude, right? This is a learning experience, their first big event, obviously a Thai team. I didn't even think they were going to be able to get their visas. So the fact that they're able to get here and do that, that's a massive, and one of the things is, Counter-Strike, when you're from a region like that, the learning curve is so steep, right?
Yes.
You get punished for the littlest mistakes.
Yes, the littlest mistakes will cost you a berth into what is the remainder of this tournament. We need to go ahead and give you a quick recap before we get out of here and start to talk about what happened all day long. Taking a look at these brackets, this is how it all shaped up. So far, the CORSAIR DreamHack Masters Dallas 2019, kind of as expected, Liquid finding a way through Lucid Dream there. Unfortunately, Lucid Dreaming does stop and they go down to Vitality, get eliminated. But now we could kind of see this bracket take a form. We could kind of see it take a shape with FaZe Clan beating NiP, giving us Liquid FaZe in the what would be the final of that bracket.
Yeah, Yeah, that's going to be a banger of a game. Obviously, it's just seed that's on the line, so it would be interesting to see how hard, you know, Liquid goes, showing strats and that kind of stuff there. But FaZe, they have nothing to lose, like I mentioned before. In the lower bracket side of things that we have going down, North versus Wendigo. Obviously, Wendigo with the stand-in and what we've seen from North has been pretty decent. So I think that Vitality versus NiP would be the other matchup, right?
Yes, that sounds about right, Chad.
We have to hope Dennis is going to be here then.
It just popped up. So
there
yeah,
he is.
hopefully he arrives in time, right?
Yeah, if Dennis is here, then
it's
maybe
a game.
maybe there's a game. Maybe there's
I mean,
a
there's
game.
all kind of factors. We're going to have to cross that bridge when we get here. Of course, we do have Group B. We can't forget about them at all. Some of the big L's taken over there today would be Cloud9, NRG, and the Renegades losing in overtime to G2, which is certainly not something they could have hoped for, especially bringing Gratisfaction back into the fold. But instant G2, Furia, Fnatic. That's how this bracket shaped up top.
The Furia Fnatic could be a really interesting one. I'm going to be honest. I don't think of myself as a Furia expert at all. I've seen them play left and right a little bit, but I certainly did not expect them to clearly beat Energy out of the bush. 16-7
That was
win.
a beatdown, right?
That was 16-7 victory for Furia. So you were talking about how they have, you know, like exotic Counter-Strike. They really put thinking into their strategies. I'm looking forward to see what they can do against Fnatic, because Fnatic look really on form, on point at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. When I looked at that elimination bracket and you see NRG and Cloud9 stacked up against each other, you do hate to see it. You hate to see it if you're a fan of either one of those teams. And I'm not biased, so I'm not going to be picking any sides.
You want NRG to win that one.
Look, North America will win that matchup. I can guarantee that. That's at least one small tidbit, alongside of the top 5 plays of the day that I have for you. So, without any further ado, let us jump right into those. Guys, starting with number 5, Liquid versus North. This is Twist on Mirage.
And very important, right? Because this was a comeback game, right? This was a situation where, look, without those eco victories in that second half, it was struggle street for sure for the side of Liquid, and Twist was always a huge part. I think they hit that A bomb site quite a lot, right? We heard in the post-game interviews where they like to go for the jewels.
Number 4 would be Gade on Overpass. Got himself a little 4K, and this is against that of Vitality.
Yeah, pretty impressive round from Gade here. A player that is known for his mechanical abilities, scoring records on map like aimbots, and we can see here really clean shots. Has TZ, so I guess that was around this turning point in terms of economy at least. Tricky in the round, well played.
Number 3, Rain on Dust 2, a 4-kill on the pistol round, and you know that's going to help them going forward. Yeah,
look, you need Rain returning to some form here, so to see some crisp USP shots, it's always a highlight. I think, you know, they've kind of replaced Deagle 1Bs, because that's how satisfying they feel when you're able to hit those one-taps.
Which is a pretty scary thing to think about. Like Nitro on Mirage, gets himself a 3K, gets a clutch, and
this was a turning point.
Yeah, that is about the turning point there for Liquid.
Yeah, that was a point where North basically were in control of that game, seriously, and they lost. That's the second full eco they lose. Nitro played it really well. Clever took the right position in the apps, and then faked the defuse. He had to get out of the Molotov, then won that 1v1. Impressive.
Almost as impressive is Shoxy on Train. 1, 2, 3. Gets himself a 4th eventually, but he wins the pistol round here against the Renegades, ultimately kind of putting the nail in the Renegades.
Yeah, and obviously you could see with Kassad's tweets after he wasn't too happy with the way that this one all unfolded, a bit frustrated after that loss there, but when you have players like that going against you, what can you do?
Not when they're hitting shots like that. Yeah. Not when they're at peak performance. And if you didn't know that, that's what peak performance looks like. Shoxy.
Yes, Shoxy is looking to be back at his old form, I guess. The first half was insane for him. I think he went really up to 15 frags, 16 in the first 8 or 9 rounds. So Shoxy came out all guns blazing, and I hope for G2 that's going to keep on going.
Well, guys, for us, we have to get going.
Yeah.
That does it for us. I was just looking at my watch. It's time to wrap this whole thing up right now. But it's not possible that we're here without AT&T, Chipotle, Corsair, CS.Money, Esport Management, and as always, Monster Gaming. Monster Energy drinks. You should have one for yourself. Meantime, we'll be back tomorrow, same great time, same great place, with some beautiful faces here joining me on the desk at the CORSAIR DreamHack Masters Dallas 2019. We'll see you back tomorrow. Good night.